Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert Camo, the fantasy football counselor. We are talking about something that nobody talks about because it's practically impossible to have in fantasy football: bust-proof players, bulletproof fantasy football players. Is that even possible in the world of fantasy football with so much uncertainty in this game that we are so passionate about and that we play? I've got a list of 7 players that are as close to bulletproof, bust-proof as you could possibly get based on their ADP. Now, am I going to be drafting these players? Not necessarily, because some of them you're going to probably have to overpay for, or some of them are in situations I'm not crazy about, but they will produce and they will stay consistent. They will stay durable. Knock on wood. They will produce on a high level at their ADP and position. Again, some ADPs a little higher, but they will perform, these guys, okay? So big episode here, 7 bust-proof players. Before we get into this, guys, couple announcements. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLION. Save yourself 20%. Father's Day is here. Get it, guys. Manscaped.com. Promo code SHOWERLION. Save yourself 20%. Lawnmower 3.0, skin-safe technology, navigational light, ergonomic design. They've got everything here, guys, for you to groom. Amazing ball wipes, amazing trimmers, everything you guys need. Check it out. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLION upon checkout. Save yourself 20%. You'll be very, very happy. Also, 16-round drafts, so you can get it right now at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. The first ever only video training, sleepers, breakouts. It's like having me at the draft with you. 16 rounds, get it at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. And finally, guys, when you are hosting your league this year, for ultimate customizability and everything you need, if you want a tight end with more points, or if you want a 2-quarterback league and you want a little more flexibility and you're sick of the mainstream sites for your year-long, Fantrax.com/FFC. This is the site to use for your year-long, totally customizable, really cool site. I know them, really cool people. Fantrax.com/FFC and enhance that year-long experience. Okay, guys? Go do those things. All right, let's talk about the 7 bust-proof players here. And again, like I said, there's no guarantees in fantasy football that a player is going to be bust-proof. But I've laid it out here. These guys are, in a position to succeed as per usual. Let's just go over it. Let's just talk about them, then you'll understand. So the first guy here is Zeke Elliott, okay? Now, Zeke Elliott had a bit of a down year last year, understandably so. Dak Prescott was out. So, hey, it happens. Sometimes injuries happen. It can affect them. And overall, he just was a guy that just didn't get the volume. They became a throw-first team, and that's understandable. That still could pose a little bit of a problem. But here's the good news, okay? Zeke Elliott, from what I'm hearing in reports in minicamp, he's in the best shape of his life. So he's out to make a statement. The Cowboys are out to make a statement. Dak Prescott's out to make a statement, right? They are going to have a good year this year. Obviously better than last year. Now, Zeke Elliott, as bad of a year he had last year, he was 244 in attempts, okay? This was a down year. This is a 300 attempt kind of guy. So 244, that's kind of his floor. So I'm expecting a floor this year of at least 260, 270 attempts, okay? He had 979 yards, 6 touchdowns on the ground. He was still 5th in attempts, having a down year, okay? Knock on wood again. I'm going to do that again. Knock on wood. Zeke Elliott is super durable. Like, this guy is healthy. I'm going to pull up his years right now that he's played. He's been playing since 2016. And he had a bad 2017, he missed a couple games, but he's been relatively healthy throughout his career, always playing 15, 16 games a season. Okay, so, he's going to be durable. He's going to be strong. He's going to be the guy there. 260 points floor, and you're investing a mid-first round to a late first-round pick. So if you are looking at a guy that's going to produce every single week, that's going to be safe and solid throughout the season, he's as bust-proof as you get. Last year, again, having a down year, still finishing top 10 amongst running backs. That's pretty impressive on a down year, okay? So that's something I'm looking at. Under 1,000 yards, only 244 attempts, and he still finished 9th. And again, this guy is a 300 attempt kind of guy, okay? So if you're looking at bust proof, there's no guarantees, but if I have to pick 7 players, why wouldn't Zeke be one of them, okay? So he is one of them, okay? Second guy here, I'm all about what goes up must come down, and this could be a down year, but the guy I'm talking about is Derrick Henry. But, if you look at him, durability, strength, volume, number one attempts, 378 attempts last year. How do you ignore Derrick Henry? Like, how do you not say that he is as close to recession, bulletproof, bust-proof as you can get, right? Like, this is Derrick Henry we're talking about. A guy finished number 3 last year amongst running backs. Over 2,000 rushing yards, 17 touchdowns on the ground. Now you're saying, well, Joe, that's a pinnacle year. And he didn't do very well in PPR with only 19 receptions. And I get it. You know, I'm a PPR guy. That seems to be the standard, at least half point. I play 1 point. It seems to be the standard, and he's never going to really thrive on a PPR platform in the receptions. Like, the receptions just aren't really going to be there. But what he makes up, you know, what he lacks in receptions, he makes up on the ground with rushing yards and touchdowns. Now, you know, if I anticipate a slight decline in the touchdowns, you know, 17 comes down to, let's say, 12, really bringing it down, and then he's at 1,500 yards compared to 2,000. You know, now they've got Julio. That may help him, or it may actually negate him. We don't know. So, but all we know is that it's a high-octane offense. Julio could only help him, I would say. The only way it would hurt him is a reduction in attempts and volume, right? It can only help open things up for him with Julio on the field, spreading the defenses back, and him and A.J. Brown out there. I mean, you've got a dual threat. You're focusing on the passing game and the running game. And I mean, Derrick Henry, you know, you're getting him a top 5 pick, but if you're looking at, you know, barring any injury for any of these guys, and that's the only thing that can hinder them, but I try to find guys that relatively, knock on wood, don't get injured a lot. Derrick Henry is as bust-proof as you can get, theoretically, based on what we've seen and what we anticipate, okay? So, Zeke Elliott, Derrick Henry, does this make sense? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Love to hear your comments on who is bust-proof for you guys, who you guys think, okay? Next guy here. Some people may or may not agree with me on this one, and that's okay. It's all about debating. But the guy I'm talking about here is Stefon Diggs. When I look at Stefon Diggs' career since 2015, the guy's finished almost every season. Now, when he started in 2015, 2016, a couple 13-point games, but has been relatively healthy going from 2017 all the way to 2020. Constantly healthy. He's had 3 seasons over 1,000 receiving yards. Okay. Now, here's the deal with Stefon Diggs. He is hungry. Now, I've studied the psychology of players before. I've read a lot of books on this. This guy wants to win, and he's got a winner with him in Josh Allen. So we've got an amazing recipe for success here. The guy is amazing, had a great year last year. I mean, top fantasy player, 166 attempts is what I love. Okay, this is targets. Targets is what I'm all about. And when I see 166 targets, that to me is exciting. And I still think that there's more to be had. That's the thing, right? Like, some players, you know, you hit a ceiling. Like, I think Adams last year had 18 touchdowns. That's a ceiling year when it comes respectively to touchdowns. But when we look at Stefon Diggs, 66 targets, I still think there could be more, right? So I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to pull back here. And let's play on the side of caution here. I'm going to say 150 targets. Let's say his targets drop, but his touchdowns at 8, that can go up. I think that's kind of stays the same. So you're going to get a guy that's going to give you a good return on investment based on a guy that's been durable, good situation, volume guy, and you're getting him at the end of the first round. A guy that last year, again, finished number 3 amongst wide receivers in PPR. Phenomenal numbers. And I feel more safe drafting him than a Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams at the end of the first round. So when you look at bust proof, I mean, how do you deny the fact of all the things I stated, right? Good quarterback, durability, volume, the hunger of this receiver. So again, I'm looking at Diggs, I'm looking at the facts, I'm looking at the numbers, and he, as a wide receiver, if you're going early as a wide receiver, is as bust proof as you can get. Okay, so there you have it. Let's move on to a quarterback here. Then I've got 3 other guys to share with you, including a tight end. Again, smash thumbs up, really helps the channel. And I got to plug it again, 16-round draft solution, link in the bio here below. Link in the bio on Instagram below. There's a link as well on YouTube. And head on over to thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. Get the 16-round draft solution, guys. It is the game changer. It's like having me at the draft with you, help you guys crush and have a massive advantage over the competition. They won't know what hit them, okay? You're going to have a bulletproof roster as close to it in fantasy. I lay it out to you, okay? Number 4 here, these guys aren't in any particular order, just wanted to make a list of 7, is Ryan Tannehill. Now, Ryan Tannehill had a good year last year. Now, the thing with Ryan Tannehill is that a lot of people were sleeping on this guy a couple years ago. They had Baker Mayfield ahead of him. I go, no, Tannehill is good, man. This guy can perform. He's in a good situation. He's consistent week in, week out. Yet a couple years ago, they still had Baker ahead of him. Finally, last year, people woke up. Tannehill kind of finally made the radar of people, and now he's getting the credit that he kind of deserves. Still not as high as, he should be on the consensus rankings. Currently sitting number 11, ahead of, Jalen Hurts is ahead of him. I don't trust Jalen Hurts at all. Tannehill, number 11, he's kind of shot up a little bit ever since the Julio Jones acquisition. Now, Tannehill finished 7th last year. Why is he bulletproof? Well, last year, he finished 7th, and he didn't have Julio Jones there. He's got a great, like we talked about Derrick Henry, right? They're in a position to really succeed. They're the ultimate dual threat team, and Ryan Tannehill has been super consistent. 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, very efficient throwing the ball. And again, those touchdowns could increase this year with Julio Jones being that red zone target there. And again, he's got a good offense. So Ryan Tannehill, I'm excited for him this season as close to a bulletproof guy based on ADP because you're getting him for immense value. I like Ryan Tannehill. Again, you can get him as a backup quarterback after you've secured an ace quarterback. You can still even get him as a backup, and he's got that top 5, top 10 potential. There's no guarantees in fantasy, but based on ADP and value, Ryan Tannehill, okay? Let's move on here. Let's talk about Kareem Hunt as another guy that's bulletproof based on ADP. Now, am I drafting him? Probably not. But here's the thing. This guy outscored Kareem Hunt 2 years in a row in PPR, and I don't have to invest a first-round pick. So Kareem Hunt, a guy that in 2017 was a rushing leader. This guy gets it done. Currently sitting 23rd amongst running backs on the consensus rankings. So based on ADP, this is a guy that honestly, literally can and will be recession-proof and bulletproof and bust-proof. He finished 10th amongst running backs last year, and everybody drafted Nick Chubb in the first round. Nick Chubb finished 11th, okay? Yes, I know Nick Chubb was hurt. That's a part of it. Durability plays a part of it. So Kareem Hunt outscoring when they were together 2 years in a row. Nick Chubb, if you put them side by side, outscoring Nick Chubb in PPR 2 years in a row. Last year, outscoring him 233 to 218 in PPR. Sorry, what was it? 218 to 207. That's in PPR, guys. Okay, that's last year. Now, again, can Nick Chubb outperform him? Sure he can. He gets the volume. He's a volume guy. But in the PPR game, it's going to be Kareem Hunt. And for that reason alone, I'm staying away from Nick Chubb because Kareem Hunt has outscored him 2 years in a row in PPR. I don't care about injuries. I don't care. I'm looking at the end result, and I'm looking at a guy like Kareem Hunt. For his ADP, I can get him after the 5th, 6th round, and I'm getting a guy that has outscored a guy that's being drafted on the same team in the first round. I'm fading Nick Chubb, and if Kareem Hunt is there, if I need a running back for some reason, I go robust RB, but if I need a running back, I'm going to get Kareem Hunt there. I pay nothing, and he's proven to stay on the field, proven to outscore Nick Chubb, who's being drafted the first round. That, for me, is as bust-proof based on ADP as I can get. All right, next two guys, I got a wide receiver and a tight end. Next guy is DeAndre Hopkins. Am I drafting him? No. I think he's way too expensive still, and I don't go wide receiver very early. He's currently sitting 4th amongst wide receivers. But, you got to just look at, I'm not even going to say much about DeAndre Hopkins other than the fact that you just got to look at his stats. Every single year, he continues to produce on a high level. 160 targets last year. The rapport is built up with Kyler Murray. Talent, volume, durability. I don't even know what to tell you. He is as recession, bust-proof, bulletproof as you can get from a performance standpoint. Am I going to invest in him? Probably not. Again, I like the running backs early, but safe as they come. Find me a safer wide receiver. You could say Devontae Adams, but he's had his share of injuries. He's coming off the Cinderella season. But when you look at consistency and you've seen it with so many different quarterbacks throughout the years, Hopkins is as recession-proof as possible. Okay, I don't know what to say. I don't see a decline. I don't see him busting based on ADP. He always produces, okay? Again, things happen. It's fantasy. Nobody is completely bust-proof, but this is as close as it gets, okay? And the last guy here at tight end, finished number 1 in fantasy points in 2016. Let me listen to this, okay? Number 1 in 2016, number 1 in 2017, number 1 in 2018, number 1 in 2019, and number 1 in 2020. The guy I'm talking about is obviously Travis Kelce, always finishing number 1. That being said, a decline is going to happen eventually. Is it going to be this year? Possibly not. He's got arguably the best quarterback in the league. I don't even know if that's even arguable right now. But, I mean, coming off a pinnacle year, though, just something to be aware of, okay? Last year, 207-point standard, 312 PPR. Understand that's going to come down a little bit, but the year before, 254 points and 294 the year before. So, you're going to get that production. Now, target-wise, 145 targets. His pinnacle year last year, his pinnacle year was 150 in 2018. So I'm looking at a floor of 130 targets. That's good. I like the volume. 1,400 yards last year. I'm looking at a floor of at least 1,200. I always like to downplay it a little bit. 11 touchdowns. You know, he's around a, 8 to 10 touchdown average kind of guy. That's going to come down. So I'm looking at a 260 to 280 point season out of Travis Kelce. Always durable, always healthy, always consistent. Am I investing in a tight end early? No. What I like to do is I like to bank on getting an upside tight end later to kind of compensate. But again, there's a huge drop-offs with tight ends, and I like to secure the most scarce position with the running back. Now, you could say the tight end is scarce, but I'm looking to make that up with wild card wide receivers later anyway, like I did last year, Jefferson in the 8th round. I'm okay with passing on Travis Kelce, but from a bust-proof, recession-proof, bulletproof perspective, I keep saying those names, Travis Kelce, as consistent as they come, rock solid performance every single year. What makes you think this year is going to be different? I don't expect it to be slightly different. I expect a slight decline from last year, but that is about it, okay? Zeke Elliott, Derrick Henry, Stefon Diggs, Ryan Tannehill, Kareem Hunt, DeAndre Hopkins, Travis Kelce. Am I drafting them all? No. But from a safe, a bust-proof perspective, these guys are as safe as they come, barring any type of injury, which, again, we have not seen as a lot of injuries with these guys. You are good to go to draft these guys if you choose to and feel as safe and warm and fuzzy as you possibly could feel. Let me know in the comments, guys, is there any other bust-proof guys that could have made this list? Let me know who is as recession, bust, bulletproof as you can get, decline proof in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up and get that 16-round draft solution. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you guys do so. This is the game-changing podcast to help you guys crush your leagues. No more fluff. Let's dominate your leagues this year, but you're going to do it better with a 16-round draft solution at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. We'll talk soon, guys. I am out. Have a great day.